Hi there, Aptitude Tutors. I'm going to introduce you to the app Subtext. It's an app that allows you to embed content directly in the pages of a digital text, to provide scaffolding to your students during guided reading, to personalize the reading experience, and to engage in a conversation in real time as your kids are reading. Okay, first thing you need to do is make sure you have the app Subtext on your iPad. Once you have it, you open up the app. This is the home screen, what it looks like. You can see that up at the top I have my library. These are all of the digital text I've used with my students over the past year or so. On the right hand side of the screen you can see the groups section. These are my reading groups. Some of them are teacher reading groups and some of them are my guided reading groups. Here's how you create a group for your students. Hit the plus sign next to the word groups. Hit the create group button and let's call this trial guided reading. Okay, I'm going to hit create group. There you have it. Now, the groups are in alphabetical order, so if I go down here to trial guided reading and click on it, there's my group. There are no members yet. To add members, you can see that there's a code. It says manage groups, add members code, colon, and then a series of letters up at the top of this screen. You want to take note of that code because that's how your kids are going to join the group. When you log in and when your kids log into Subtext, you have two options. You can either give your Google credentials to log in or your Edmodo credentials if you use that in your classroom. I use Google. Your students do have a unique Google identifier at APSVA that they can use to log in to Subtext. And the nice thing about it is that it's not a functional email address, so they're not going to receive any email from Subtext as a result of logging in. Okay, when they log in, they'll go to groups, and instead of hitting create group, they'll hit join group. They'll put the group code that I just showed you in that box, hit the join button, and then they will be in your guided reading group. Okay, once you have a group, you need to know how to add content to your group. So go up to the upper left-hand corner where it says tap to add books and articles. Down at the bottom, you see there's a great new option. You can actually browse your public library. You can sign in, you can check out digital text, annotate them within Subtext, and then share them with your kids, which is fantastic. I'm going to show you how to get free web articles. So you're going to hit the Find Free Web Articles. It's going to open up a search page here, and I'm just going to give you a sample. Let's see here. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you a great app, or a great website I've been using called Newsela for nonfiction text. Hopefully I'm still logged in there. Okay, so if I hit Newsela, it'll take a second to open up. Yes, you can see I'm logged in with our 4th grade account at Barrett. Newsela provides nonfiction articles on a variety of topics, relatively current. Newsela is also aligned with the Common Core, so they have short reading quizzes that kids can take that address specific Common Core standards. But the best part about Newsela is that when you go in and look at the articles, you can tell Newsela what the reading level is for your kids. So let's say I want to grab this one about young Latin American students taking online classes. You can adjust the reading level. So same article, but depending on what Lexile level you choose, it'll have a different level of complexity for your kids. Alright, I'm just going to use the default grade 4 level, and I am going to hit the Save to Subtext button in the upper right hand corner. This is going to pull Subtext into my library after I hit Add to Library. It's going to convert this to an EPUB, which means it's going to keep all the content, get rid of all the superfluous information on the page. It takes a couple seconds. Once it's done, I can add it to my reading group. So I hit Add to Group, and then I want to go down to Trial Guided Reading, because that's our test group for today, and it says it's added to the shelf. So I'm done. I'm going to X out of this. I'm going to close this. Alright, now to read the article, I have to go to the group, Trial Guided Reading, tap it. There it is. It says add to library. I'm going to add it to my library. When I go back to my library, it'll be my newest article, and I have to download it by pressing the download button to get it onto the device. So I hit download, and now it says read it, so I can. Okay, there it is. Now it's converted it to a nice clean looking EPUB. Okay, so now let's look at some of the annotation tools here. Let's say you want to build background knowledge on the front end. You can highlight, let's say, title here. And maybe you know of a pertinent video that would help to build background knowledge. You can go to Google. You can, let's say, I'm just going to find a sample video. Aptitude, YouTube. And here's our aptitude video. I'm going to go ahead and take this and paste the link in. There it is, and I'm going to publish this, but I have to choose the, okay, you can see up at the group at the top it says visible to guided 1. That's what I want. So I'm going to hit publish. Okay, so now you can see this little owl popped up next to the title. So as the kids come in, if they know to tap on the owl, when they tap on it, it'll say watch embedded video, and you can click on that and it will open up the video and it'll play the video, and they can get a little bit of background on whatever the topic is. Okay. Now you have these other tools. To highlight the text, you just push down on the text and drag your finger across it. So let's say there is a specific, let's see here, a vocabulary word that you want to highlight. Well, let's just say the word campus. Okay, you can highlight it to use a particular color, and then so you have a couple of options here. Kids can press down on it, and you can see that typically the definition to the word comes up at the bottom of the screen. This one's empty for some reason, but normally. Or let me show you another thing you can do is provide some sort of scaffolding. So here's an example from another article. In this How Does Blood Travel Through Your Body article, it talks about at one point in the article, most of us have around a gallon or more of blood. You can see over here on the right hand side of the screen, if I click on what the teacher has included here, it says this is what a gallon of milk looks like. You can open it up and look at that right there, a visual of the gallon to offer a little bit of support to the students. Okay. Also, within the text, you have a variety of question types you can work with. Let's say at the end of this paragraph, you wanted to have a discussion with your students. You hit the discuss button, and then you have these choices. You can leave a comment for your students. You can compose a multiple choice question. You can create a true-false question, or you can conduct a poll. All of these will show up on the right-hand side of the screen once you have created them. And you can make it so that they can see other people's responses as they come in real time, or you can make it so that they have to wait a bit until they see the responses. Your choice. Okay, but once you have gone through the article and embedded your questions and your content, you have this dashboard up at the top, what looks like a speech bubble. If you hit that, as your kids proceed through the text, you will see all of the comments that they make, all of their thinking on the page as they submit it. And so it's an easy way for you to monitor their understanding. So you can, in a quick way, you can see their responses, and if they are accurate and thorough, you know that they're ready to proceed. And if you see some misunderstanding, you know that you need to intervene. It gives you a picture of the entire group in real time, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here now. Another thing you should know is that if, as an added support, you can hit the play button here at the top, and it will read the article for you and highlight the text in a slightly robotic voice, but that is a nice tool. You can also highlight text, copy it, and then take it directly into your Google Drive, because this is connected to Google Drive. So here's my Google Drive, and I could start a document and pull text as evidence into that document if I wanted to. And the last thing I'll show you is, another cool thing is, in this article you can see that these are all the people who are reading the article currently, and it gives you a progress report. It will tell you at a quick glance where your students are in the article. So there you see that a few on page 1, a few on page 2, a few on page 3. Just a way of tracking progress as kids move through the text. Okay, that's a quick introduction to subtext, and we will be following up with additional videos soon.